Hey everyone, it is Dani'i and welcome to this update video on what is happening across the Caribbean. And so there is a stationary front in the region that is bringing some impacts to some areas, and so we're going to be taking a look at what is happening with that front now and what is expected as we're going to be progressing into the rest of the week. And so before I go into details, please do subscribe if you haven't done so already and tap the notification bell so that you never miss an important update. And to share support for the channel, you can leave a like on this video. Alright, and so let us go ahead and get on with it. And we're seeing here that we definitely see all this activity in association with a stationary front in the northwestern Caribbean. And so the stationary front is that cold air mass and the warm air mass. Neither is advancing or moving into each other along that boundary, so it's just stagnant right there. But of course, as time goes by, it is going to be weakening as we progress into the latter part of this week. And so it is currently bringing some impacts to some areas in terms of some rainfall, cloud coverage, rough seas, strong winds. Those are usually in association with these frontal systems, and also the temperature drops. So the temperature might be a bit lower for some areas now, such as parts of the Yucatan, parts of Belize, and also Cuba. But other areas of the Caribbean, such as Jamaica, Hispaniola, Puerto Rico, and the Lesser Antilles, there isn't anything major going on because there is the abundance of that dry air within the region that is inhibiting any major rainfall activity from taking place or any significant convection from developing. And so let us go ahead and take a look at that water vapor map. So we're seeing here that we have these yellows and also these shades of orange that indicate all that dry air. Meanwhile, we have those whites and those greens that indicate the moisture. So where we have an abundance of dry air, we are not likely to see any major rainfall taking place. Maybe just a bit of showers here and there from some passing clouds, but there isn't anything too major happening right now. And so guys, let's now go ahead and take a look at what is expected in terms of that front. So let's look at the relative humidity map. And so again, we have the teals, these shades of teals that indicate moisture. Meanwhile, the browns indicate dry air, and the darker we have the teal, the more abundant moisture there is. Meanwhile, for the browns, the darker we have it, the more abundant dry air there is. So let's take a look at what the GFS is expected, and we're seeing here that as we're going to be heading into Wednesday going to Thursday, that is really when we're going to see that cold front dissipating, all that moisture dissipating within the vicinity of the Caribbean, and of course that dry air being very, very dominant. And then looking at what the Euro is expecting, we see something similar here. So we have the Euro expecting that by Wednesday going to Thursday, a lot of that moisture is going to be pretty much non-existent in the Caribbean, as that dry air is going to take over while the front dissipates. And so that is pretty much what is expected for now, guys. And this is really just the start of it, where we have these cold fronts making their way down from the US and bringing impacts to parts of the Caribbean. As we're going to be heading into next month, we're going to see a lot more of this happening. And of course, there are times when these fronts get really, really intense. For example, where we have this one just started in the northwestern Caribbean and is going to be dissipating soon, there might be a stronger cold front that affects more areas and brings a lot more impacts along with it. So, of course, I'm going to be keeping you updated as these systems form and as they're going to be affecting the Caribbean and anything else major that takes place in the region, guys. And so that is really it for now. If you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments, and you can also share thoughts there. And of course, remember to always be weatherwise.